coaster at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg in Virginia. In fact, it's the only wooden roller coaster that has ever operated at the park. This Great Coasters International wood coaster is often overshadowed by the park's bigger steel roller coasters and many of GCI's taller coasters, but I think Invader is an extremely underrated coaster. In this review, I will talk about why Invader should get more praise. In terms of stats, Invader is among the smallest coasters GCI has ever built. Designed by Jeff Pike, Invader stands just 60 feet or 18 meters tall, reaches a top speed of just 48 miles per hour or 77 kilometers per hour, and has just 2,118 feet or 646 meters of track. It is clear this ride was targeted more towards families than thrill seekers. While Invader is the first wood coaster at the Williamsburg Park, it was not the first wood coaster in the chain. Busch Gardens Tampa debuted Gwazi in 1999. Also built by Great Coasters International, this was a larger dueling coaster with several crossovers and near misses. However, the coaster tore itself apart and became horrifically rough, which is why it ceased operation in 2015 and was eventually converted into Iron Gwazi for the 2021 season. And I find it encouraging that Gwazi didn't deter Busch Gardens and SeaWorld from working with GCI again in the future. Gwazi was one of the earliest creations from GCI. It opened before the company had developed their Millennium Flyer trains that reduced wear on the track. These were added for the 2011 season on Gwazi, but a decade of abuse from the PTC trains took a toll on Gwazi's structure. The Millennium Flyers alone could not fix Gwazi, but those trains could be repurposed. Gwazi had 4 Millennium Flyer trains, 2 on each side. 2 were repurposed for Texas Stingray at SeaWorld San Antonio in 2020, and 2 were reused for Invader, but they were heavily modified. Only the frames of Gwazi's trains were used on Invader, and the trains were shortened from 12 rows to 8 rows, due to the coaster's more compact nature. The fact Invader would start with Millennium Flyers and also feature a less aggressive and less twisted layout would help the longevity of Invader. The coaster is still running just as smoothly today as it did after it opened. And that's a good thing, since these Millennium Flyers have the hard foam seats as opposed to the more cushioned seats on their older coasters. The other learning GCI got from Gwazi was to use a steel support structure over a wooden one. Gwazi's wooden support structure is rumored to have not been in the best of shape. The hot and humid Florida weather was not kind to it, so it's no surprise Invader got a steel support structure, especially since Virginia summers can feel just as oppressively hot and humid as those in Florida. Invader is located in the New France section of Busch Gardens, and the ride is themed to Vikings. The ride has a fantastic entrance with a giant catapult, and the station has some flags and shields to tie in with the Viking theme, but there is no other theming in the ride's queue line or along the course. And the latter is darn near impossible to see from the midway. It is set quite a ways back from the pathways. All you can see as you approach the coaster is the ride's lift hill. You can't. Guests who want a ride entered a haunted Bavarian castle, frozen in time. I rode this attraction several times over